Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And again, in today's I'm in a different spot, and it's like I'm here for a holiday, but I wanted to record a video. So today's video is basically it will be like 10 lessons that or 10 wisdoms that I actually carry with myself all along that I learned in my 20s. So I believe life is lived in the present moment. You enjoy the most you're now. But in you want to move in your life and you don't want to carry the same mistakes you actually made in the past. I believe making mistakes is okay. You take the lesson and the wisdom you actually life teaches you in the past. So let's start the 10 lesson that life taught me. So lesson number one is nobody is thinking about you, nobody is caring about you, everybody is doing their own life, everybody has their own set of problems and responsibility. So do not think what other things. So if you want to start a YouTube channel, if you want to start a business, if you want to change your career, if you want to start a degree, do not think what people will think about me if I do this. So it took me a lot even to start this YouTube channel, because I was like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want it to be like this, I want it to be like that. So when you think a lot about how the result of it, how it will be turned out, what people will like it or not like it, people will always have something to judge you about, people will always have something to tell you about, and also there are people who are going to appreciate you and admire you. So do the things that you feel is the right thing for you to do, and that's actually the best thing that gives you happiness. Anything that actually you wanted to do, just start doing it. Don't think about what others are going to think about it. Just start. So the point number two is going to be the continuation of, because I just said just start. A lot of time I did not start something. It's not because I was not thinking about people. It's because I was thinking about how it's going to be. Because as a perfectionist, I wanted it to be the best. I wanted to be perfect. So doing all of these things, actually so many times it delayed me with a lot of stuff. So perfectionist is just a myth. So maybe something according to your eyes is not perfect, but according to somebody else's eyes is the amazing thing. So do not wait for the perfect moment for the perfect execution. The done is better than perfect. So then the point number two is do not wait for the perfect moment. Even when you want to do something or when you want to start something, don't say after I'll be done with this thing. If you want to write a book, if you want to start a channel, if your YouTube channel, if you want to actually start a business, anything, don't wait for the perfect moment. Okay, after this I'll be done with this part or this responsibility, then I will start doing this. You never know, and you just have to, and you can do multiple things at one time, and that's completely fine. And the best advice I can give you is that the best or the perfect time is now, and that's it. And doing it's better than not doing it at all. So don't wait for the perfect moment to come and then you will start. There is nothing like perfect moment. So that was point number two. Trust your own timeline. Not everything is going to unfold for you exactly as someone else. It's nothing like you graduated at 22, so you'll get a career exactly directly after that, and you're going to marry at 25, and then you have to buy a house at 30, and then you're going to, that thing is it's over. It's in the book. If someone is having that timeline, great, that's amazing, but it's not something that it's a guide which you have to follow. Or if you are not following that guide, you are doing something wrong, or your life is or your journey is somewhere, something is a problem. It's not nothing, it's problematic. So what I mean to say is that trust your timing. Maybe something unfolded for you at that time is much better for you, which you will realize it later, but not at that moment. So if something is not happening at that time, it does not mean it's not going to happen, or it does not also mean that there is a problem with you or with your life. No, it's something because it's not for you to have that thing or that blessing or that whatever at that moment. So your life is going to unfold, and let it be in that way. Do not force things or do not stop yourself also at the same time. So let the life unfold itself and trust the timing of your, I don't know, there is some sound over here, but yeah. So trust your own journey, trust your own part. Your timeline is completely different than others. And at the same point, here comes another thing over here in point number 3. That's like most of the time then people start comparing. It's like, oh, I am maybe behind, or I am ahead, or someone is behind, or someone is ahead of me. It's like that's also not good. That's also not a good thing. So your journey is completely beautiful and completely different. So you don't have to see, all of us, we don't look the same. All of us, we don't like the same thing. Then how can our life is just could be the same? I mean, oh, the birds. So I wanted to show you there's a garden. See, there's a garden. I like this. Yeah. So how do you expect that? So how do you expect that your life is going to be exactly the same? I mean, that will be really boring, first of all. And the second thing is that every person and each individual, we all have something to learn, something to give, something to add value in this life, and also to take value from the others. So we cannot just, I mean, randomly we just like doing this at that age, and that's it. That's not at all. I mean, I would not, if someone asked me like, okay, going in the past, if you want to change something, trust me, I'm not going to change anything, because I believe the creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he had designed my life so beautifully that the thing and the lesson and whatever happened in my life, I wouldn't be the same person, and I wouldn't have the same lessons and the same blessings and the same mindset and the same, me, this moment, me at completely a whole person wouldn't be this if I wouldn't go through all those parts. So I would say that trust your own journey, trust the timing of your own life. That is my lesson number 3. A lot of people in our life, they are not meant to stay in our life forever. Not necessarily you met someone in your school, for example, and the same person is your best friend entirely, completely in your life. If you have someone like this, you're so lucky. Value each other, cherish each other. But if you don't, it's completely okay. It's then also you're very lucky. When you realize that when you grow, when you evolve, you outgrow some people, you outgrow some friendship, and that's completely okay, and that's completely fine. Sometimes we need to actually evolve. We need to actually have those change our surrounding, because a lot of time it's like when you sit with the same 4 or 5 people, you're not going to learn anything, because the same thing you are giving to each other. If you really want to evolve, if you really want to grow, you have to come out of your comfort zone. And so they say the people you hang out with, the books you read, the movie you watch, all of this actually add really values in your life. You learn things which you did not know. So it's good to actually cherish old friends, to have spend time with them, and at the same time it's also okay to outgrow some friendship. It's also okay to not to have the same people in your life throughout your life. So it's completely fine, and it's completely okay, and it's one of the lesson actually. Not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever, and not everyone even is meant to stay in your life. So there are people that are coming, there are people that are going, there is a season. So to cherish the one, value the one that stays, that don't judge you, that accept you exactly the way you are, and they are kind, they're loyal, they like you, or they love you the way you are. Coming to the next point, it is you should have boundaries. You should always know when to say no. I mean, I'm not saying that you should actually be rude. You should always be like, no, I don't want this, no, I don't want that. But if you know yourself, so the best thing is that first of all, you should know yourself. You should know what is something, it's like your values, your principle, something that it is non-negotiable for you. So accordingly, you should have some boundaries. For example, my values or my principle, they don't let me to do ABCD. So if someone forces me to do those ABCD stuff, so I have to strictly say no, and I should stand on my nose, also on my nose. So the point is, you should know when to say no, you should know when to have boundaries. So you should have boundaries, and you should know when to say no. And the most important thing is, before these 2 points, is like knowing yourself, knowing your principle, your values, and the things you stand for, and the things you cannot tolerate. That is another lesson. I actually forgot which lesson I am talking about. So let's say next lesson. So the next lesson is basically value your time. Your time is an amazing asset. Don't waste your time, like in gossips and doing nothing, just scrolling your phone and wasting your time in it. Your time is the most important asset. I remember all the time when I used to study, my mother, she used to say this sentence that if you know the time management, you will know a lot of things. So, and she's amazing, and she's absolutely correct on it, because when you know how to manage your time, you actually have time for the things which you want to do. For example, if I finish my studies, then I have time to do my hobbies. When I was younger, definitely. So each time when you have, when you manage your time correctly, and when you know the time management skills, then you will be able to have time for the things you really wanted to do at time. So basically, we all have those 24 hours, how you use them, what to do, what not to do, where not to waste your time, and how to actually record your time, that in this time it's for this activity, and that's it. I'm not going to do anything else on it. I mean, yes, we are human beings, and we have different scenarios and circumstances that will actually let us to do things which we don't have it in our schedule. But yes, we have to also understand this, that time management is a skills. If you don't know, please start learning it and putting in your life, because that's really going to help you, that's really going to take you far. So the another lesson which I actually learned is basically how you manage your money management skills. So money management skill is something that will actually save you a lot of trouble, a lot of problems, and it will give you financial freedom. So staying away from unnecessary debt, how to save your money, how to invest it, how to use it, and how to actually, that's something so important. Another life lesson actually I wanted to share. Okay, so another lesson is like basically the health. So we forget, the money management. I was saying the last point, we actually caught up. So we are caught up in life, in getting doing our responsibilities and jobs and this and that. We forget something, and that's so important. That's completely our biggest asset, our biggest wealth, and that is the health. Health is wealth. So how do you sleep? The water intake, your movement, you walk, your exercise, what you eat, all of this matters. So you should know you should know your body weight, you should know your body weight, you should know how much protein you should take, you should know how much water you should drink, how much you should move, and the steps you take. That's Apple Watch over here is something I record, and I actually see the steps, my steps. You can take any watch and record it. Your water intake, your water, it's like take a plant, and when you are going to grow it, if you don't give it water, it will die. Human beings, our 70% of our body is actually made of water. So imagine we are not drinking water, we are not going to survive a lot. So all of this is going to add up in your life as well. When I travel abroad and I see people, they're really old, but they're doing their own stuff by their own, and they're very healthy, mashallah. They are walking by themselves, they're using stairs, which us in the Middle East, in the Gulf, we don't even, use the stairs that much. It's like in 50s they have diabetes and diseases. So that thing is happening because you're compromising your health. You're not taking care of your health. So this is something that's really important. Trust me, your 30s will love you when you actually take care of your health in your 20s. So okay, this point is so important, and I would love to add it here. It's like, don't chase people approval. Don't chase people. Don't do people pleasing. Do something meaningful for yourself. Do something meaningful for actually creating some meaningful value. Not because you want people to admire you, not because you want people to, to give you approval or to be pleased with you. Don't do that. Don't chase people, chase purpose. Do something valuable, do something meaningful. That will invite people to actually come to your table. When they know that what you bring on the table, they will love to actually join you in it. And the opposite is also true. So this is another lesson. At this point, I am so sorry that I don't know which lesson I'm actually in which points or which lesson I'm actually talking about, but let me add here, self-love is also not selfish. Self-love is so important. I think it's a part of self-care. If you love yourself, then you know that what is something you need and something which you don't need, something that is actually adding up and something that is actually destroying your soul. It's so important that you actually know your worth. It's so important that actually you love yourself. So it's something like I found out, like once I was saying to myself that I love myself, it felt like I'm lying to myself. To that extent, I thought there was something. And okay, so yeah, it's so important to actually love yourself. Take time to actually just your me time. Read some books, whatever you like to do, reading, enjoying your time, doing nothing. It's also a kind of self-care, by the way. Doing something like skincare, do anything that actually you love. And let me tell you that self-love is not selfish. It's a requirement, it's a need, it's necessary. So yeah. Okay, the last 2 points actually resonate with each other a lot, so I'm going to add them together. It's going to be gratitude. Gratitude is I don't know how to explain it in words, but gratitude is so important. Gratitude, it actually help you. It's that lens in my life that actually let me and helped me to see the positivity in the life. A lot of time I get so many questions saying, how do you stay positive? So gratitude is actually the answers. A very short answer, if I can say, because gratitude helped me to fix or to adjust my lens to see what is actually working versus what is not working. Gratitude is that, like when you're looking through a window, you don't see the window is dirty or what, but you see the view is beautiful. So for me, gratitude is that. It's that thing, it's that lens that actually helped me to see beauty, that actually helped me to see the good things that's happening, that actually helped me to see I don't know how to say or how to explain more about gratitude, but even if something is not missing, I don't have it, I say, I'm grateful that I don't have this. I'm grateful that it did not work out. I'm grateful that I am, whatever I'm being delayed, or if I'm being not, granted, things like that. Because I don't know, and a lot of time it happened in my life that things came out and I was like, I'm so grateful, because you don't realize, a lot of time you don't realize, you see, a lot of times, like when plane crashes, there are people, they say, oh, I had like a traffic and I missed my plane, and I'm grateful that I missed it. That time they think that that's the worst thing that could happen, that they miss their plane. But at this point, after when they know that bad thing happened, and they realize the reason of their missing the plane, they feel like, oh, I'm so grateful that this happened, because you don't know what you are being saved from. You don't know that rejection or that failure or that disapproval was actually a redirection. It's something for your benefit. It's something for yourself. You would be destroyed and you would be dead if that thing could happen. And in my life, trust me when I say in my life there are so many cases and there's so many examples that when things did not happen and I uttered the words of gratitude, and I realized sometime in that moment itself, sometime later, that I'm so grateful that things did not work out. I'm so grateful that I have been rejected. I'm so grateful that it didn't happen the way it's supposed to happen or the way I wanted it to happen. So you will realize it, or maybe you will not realize it, but know that everything is just in your favor. So be grateful. And that's the last point I wanted to end up it here: faith or fear. A lot of things we don't do out of fear. We fear that we might lose something, we might, things will not happen, the risk I'm going to take might not going to, fulfill me, or whatever, or not, you'll not expect the same results, might it not. So anything in life you're fearing, anything in life you're not doing because out of fear, is always defeat. It's always Allah's plans is better than my plans. It's always, I don't know, but I don't see anything. But Allah will create a door. Allah will take me there. Allah will guide me. So when you have faith, faith or fear, it's like my plans, I have plans, and they would have completely destroyed me. And so Allah's plans, they're always better. Allah's plans are always far amazing than that I can't even imagine. So I actually read a quote that says, what you bring in this life that you're so afraid to lose. Nothing is yours that you're so afraid to lose. So if you want to have, if you really want to do something that you're thinking that you will lose something, so just ask yourself, what is even mine that I'm going to lose? So I hope this video was helpful, and if you really watch it till this point, I really appreciate a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. So until then, I don't know, I actually forgot like how many points I gave. So if I give something like more, so take it as a bonus, and I'm going to log off, and we'll see you in the next video. See ya.